Hey guys, welcome back to the Weller YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking all about sexting. You might know of kids who use their phones to take and send naked pictures of themselves. A recent survey found that about 1 in 4 teens with smartphones say they sext. And while sexting may just seem like a harmless way to flirt or show affection to someone you like, underage sexting can actually be really dangerous. So in this video, we'll talk all about the risks associated with sexting and what you can do to keep yourself safe. Let's get to it. First, let's talk about what a sext is. The word sext is a combination of the word sex and text, and it means to send someone a sexual message. These messages can be just words, but more often they contain nude images such as a picture or a video of the person sending the message. Sexting is definitely more common between partners in a relationship, but some people also sext with strangers they meet online through social media, chat rooms, or other websites. Sexting didn't really become widespread until smartphone ownership among young people started to increase. So about 25% of kids surveyed say they have received a sext in the past 30 days, but researchers believe that number is most likely much higher considering many kids aren't comfortable admitting that they do engage in sexting. Despite the fact that sexting is becoming more common, sexting also involves a lot of risks and in some cases can lead to serious consequences. Unfortunately, too many people don't consider the consequences of what they send or post to the internet. Things like text messages, photos, videos, emails, social media posts, these things can pretty much become permanent once they are online. So it's really important for you to consider how sending just one nude photo of yourself can lead to big problems. In this video, we'll talk about some of the consequences of sexting and discuss 4 reasons why kids shouldn't sext. Reason number 1 why kids shouldn't sext: sexting among minors is illegal. In most cases, nude photos of anyone under the age of 18 are illegal, point blank. So it's illegal to take, send, or exchange nude images of a minor, or to take, send, or exchange images of a minor engaged in a sexual act, even if the person sending or receiving that image is a minor themselves. So that means if 2 14-year-olds are dating and they exchange nude photos of themselves while sexting, they have technically committed a crime. If an adult is sexting with a minor, the consequences can be especially severe. So for example, if an 18-year-old high school senior is sexting with a 16-year-old high school junior and they exchange nude photos, that 18-year-old could actually face child pornography charges. The penalties for underage sexting will vary from state to state, but generally they can range from probation and fines all the way up to jail time, depending on the nature of the image. So you definitely want to think twice before sending a sext to someone else, even if the person is a minor. Reason number 2 why kids shouldn't sext: those nude photos could end up in the wrong hands. So when people send nude photos, especially when people send photos to a romantic partner, the expectation is that the images will only be seen by your partner and no one else. Most people trust that their partner will keep those photos a secret. But there are so many other ways that those images could end up being viewed by someone else. For example, your device or the person's device could get lost, stolen, or hacked. And there have been countless times where even celebrities have had their nude photos posted to the internet after someone hacked their account or device. The same thing could happen to you. Or for example, you could send nude photos to your partner and your partner's friends or family members might go through their phone and see what you've sent. So keep in mind that when you send something to someone else, you have absolutely no control over who else might see or access those same images. Reason number 3. Nude photos can be used as blackmail. So first, let's define blackmail. Blackmail is basically when someone has dirt on you and threatens to disclose that information to other people unless you give in to the person's demands. So in the case of sexting, what often happens is that someone who has gotten a hold of a nude image of you will threaten to show that photo or video to your classmates, to your teachers, to your parents, even people within your religious organization, unless you give them what they want. And what they will often want is more nude photos or money. So sometimes when this happens, people will panic and will end up sending additional pictures or money in hopes of appeasing the person and just kind of making the situation go away. But that can actually make the situation worse. So if you send more nude photos in hopes that the person will just leave you alone, you are in fact giving the person more material to blackmail you with. So in a sense, it can actually become a never-ending cycle as long as you give in to their demands. The best thing to do if you are being blackmailed is to notify a trusted adult immediately. And that adult will hopefully contact the police, and the police can investigate and try to track down who the person is. And once the police find out who the person is, that person will be arrested and will face some pretty serious consequences because blackmailing someone is a crime. And needless to say, this is a pretty terrible situation to be in. When people end up in these situations, they often have strong feelings of regret, and sometimes they end up blaming themselves for what's happening to them. But just remember that even if you made a poor choice of sending explicit photos of yourself, no one has the right to post or send your intimate photos to anyone else without your permission. And in most states, it is a crime to do so. Reason number 4 why kids shouldn't sext: once you send something, you can't take it back. If you send someone a nude image of yourself, that person could hold on to it forever. So you may be in love and want to exchange intimate photos with your partner, but the reality is that feelings and relationships change all the time. And right now, someone might be the love of your life, but in a few years, you could end up hating each other. So you really have to ask yourself, what if you're in a relationship, but you end up breaking up? There have been many cases where two people have a bad breakup, and then one partner posts the nude photos of the other person online in order to get revenge. And these photos are often posted with the person's personal information, along with disparaging comments. And it's a nightmare scenario that you will hopefully never experience firsthand. And the only way to avoid getting into that situation in the first place is to not send nude photos of yourself to begin with. And by the way, it's illegal to post nude photos of someone else online without the person's consent. So if you do happen to find out that nude photos of you have been posted, you'll want to get in contact with the police to ensure that those images are taken down. Alright, so what if someone that you're in a relationship with is pressuring you into sexting? Well, if you don't feel comfortable sexting, and hopefully at this point in the presentation you won't be, you should let your partner know how you truly feel. Tell your partner that you don't feel comfortable sending those kinds of photos or videos because of all the reasons we've outlined so far. Your partner should respect your feelings, and you shouldn't let anyone pressure you into doing something that you don't want to do. And even if all your partner is asking for is one photo or one video, remember that just one nude photo out there can cause huge problems. So let's review everything you've learned. Number 1, underage sexting is illegal. You could face serious consequences for sending or exchanging nude photos, even if it's with another minor. Number 2, nude photos can end up in the wrong hands. Something that's shared with one person can end up being shared or viewed by countless other people. The images can even be posted online along with your personal information, such as your address or phone number. And even if someone has assured you that everything will remain private, remember that anyone's device can be lost, stolen, or hacked, which could lead to those nude images falling into the hands of a stranger. And there's no telling what that stranger will do when they get them. Number 3, nude images can be used as blackmail. Someone can threaten to show those images to your family, friends, classmates, teachers, co-workers, unless you do what they say. And you can avoid being in that situation in the first place by not taking or sending explicit photos of yourself. And number 4, you may end up regretting it. You can't take back photos or videos that you sent to someone. Once it's out there, it's out there. It's pretty much permanent. So ask yourself whether you really want your exes to be walking around with naked pictures of you on their phones. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you learned a thing or two about sexting in this presentation. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out our other great videos. Have a great day.